When you try to figure out someone's motives, have you ever had the feeling that you're a detective? Alternatively, you may have hoped you could read people's brains to figure out why they behave the way they do. I have, in fact, also been there. I was delighted when I found Patrick King's book, Read People Like a Book, for this reason. You can learn more about human behavior by reading this book. It is similar to having a personal guide to help you navigate the nuances of social interactions. You'll accurately discern people's intentions, feelings, and thoughts by using the methods and strategies described in this book. Accompany us on this enlightening journey. To make sure you don't miss out on this series, please click the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. Let's move on to the most significant takeaways from this book. Understanding motivation is the first lesson. People's motivations frequently influence their behavior, which is one of the book's key lessons. Their actions can be influenced by their desire for pleasure or their need to avoid pain. We can begin applying this by taking note of the reasons behind our interactions. To avoid taking things personally, I can inquire as to what might be bothering someone when they appear frustrated. Do they feel overpowered right now? Are they aiming for a significant goal? I can react more sympathetically if I comprehend motivation. Not only does this enhance my connections, but it also facilitates more effective communication. Understanding others' motivations allows me to interact with them in a meaningful way. Consider this. During a meeting at work, one of my coworkers yells at me. I keep this lesson in mind rather than responding defensively. I consider how stressed they must be, given their recent deadlines. Afterwards, I politely walk up to them and inquire if they need anything. This helps to build our teamwork as well as clear the air. Let's examine the second crucial lesson, which is the significance of nonverbal communication. Understanding others is greatly influenced by nonverbal cues like body language and facial expressions, which is another important lesson learned from the book. Our motions and facial expressions convey much more than words when it comes to communication. I can start observing others' body language more intently to make this work for me. For instance, I would question whether someone is feeling defensive or walled off if they cross their arms throughout my conversation. This aids in my strategy adjustment. I may respond more correctly and strengthen my relationships by being aware of nonverbal signs. I can handle conversations more skillfully and establish rapport and trust more easily when I can tell when someone is open or walled off. Envision myself conversing with a friend who appears preoccupied. They appear to be fidgeting and have wandering eyes. Rather than arguing my position, I chose to halt and inquire as to whether everything was all right. This can start a deeper discourse by demonstrating that I'm aware of their feelings and pay attention to them. Personality insights are the focus of the third important lesson. One of the book's most important lessons is that knowing the many types of personalities can greatly improve our relationships with other people. We may adjust how we connect with others to get better results by identifying qualities in both ourselves and them. Personality frameworks such as the Enneagram or the Big Five can be used to help me recognize my traits as well as those around me. I can express my thoughts more methodically. For example, if I am aware of someone's type A personality, which values structure and deadlines. The advantage is that recognizing personality types helps me avoid misunderstandings and communicate more effectively. Additionally, it fosters an appreciation for different viewpoints, which facilitates cooperation and mutual support. Suppose I am working on a collaborative project and one of the participants is more detail-oriented than the other and prefers to think in broad strokes. Taking these distinctions into account, I may recommend splitting up the work such that the critical thinker concentrates on the overall plan and the detail-oriented individual tackles the minutiae. This improves workflow by utilizing everyone's strengths. Let's go on to the next important lesson, which is on lie detection methods. Acquiring the skill of spotting falsehoods is another important lesson from the book. We can negotiate difficult situations and improve our ability to judge what other people are saying if we are aware of conversational dynamics and telltale signals of dishonesty. I can concentrate on particular clues, including discrepancies in an individual's narrative or alterations in their nonverbal signs, to enhance my ability to identify lies. One may want to probe a little further if the other person is apprehensive or breaks eye contact when responding to a question. Developing my ability to recognize dishonesty will help me guard against manipulation and cultivate more truthful connections, which is the key advantage of this strategy. People feel more inclined to be honest, which promotes an atmosphere where open communication is respected. Imagine the following scenario. I'm talking to a friend about a recent purchase, and they abruptly change the topic. They are tense and restless, I note. Rather than making snap judgments, I kindly remark, I noticed you seem a bit uncomfortable talking about it. Is everything all right? By using this method, I'm allowing them to express myself and demonstrating my concern for them. Lastly, the power of observation serves as the final important lesson. The necessity of acute observation is emphasized in the book's final lesson. Increasing our awareness of the world and the people in it allows us to get important insights that improve our comprehension of other people. I may practice thin slicing or concluding quickly from scant information to hone my observational abilities. For example, I might watch some folks in a cafe and see how they converse with one another. I can detect more nuanced social cues and dynamics because of this. The main benefit is that I can make wise decisions and react correctly in a variety of scenarios since I have developed great observational abilities. It helps me engage with others more deeply and improves my emotional intelligence. Suppose I'm at a networking event and I notice two folks who seem a little nervous, standing apart from the group. I choose to go over and say hi rather than wait for them to come up to me. I make it easy for them to interact with me by observing their body language. This may spark deep discussions and the development of new relationships. Remember, you can gain a great deal from having the ability to read people like a book. Why not invest in yourself to realize the connection potential within people? I'm curious to know what you think of this book. Did you read it? What insights did you gain? Please tell me in the comments section below. For more fantastic material, including book reviews, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell.